just to allow yourself to move your body and focus your mind before the day ahead. Whenever you are ready, we'll slowly make our way down to the mat, lower, middle, upper back, and just gently tucking the pelvis so we're flush with the mat. Now when we begin to practice in the morning on our backs, it's sometimes a little bit counterintuitive because we've just woken up and we're essentially lying back down again. So we'll only stay here for a few moments, but inviting gentle movement into the body, just allowing ourselves to wake up really gently. Palm of the hands are facing down towards the mat, and you're just taking the shoulders away from the ears here. Chin in towards your chest, just gently lengthening out through the spine. Taking the left knee, we'll draw it in towards the chest. Fingers are interlaced on top of the shin bone, and you're gently guiding the knee in towards you. Now extending out the right leg, point out through the foot and have the leg hovering about an inch. Now as you can see, I have a little bit of a pillow here, so I'm not hovering an inch, but that's when you will feel a little bit of light activation. Syncing our movement with our breath, on an inhale, sweep up the right leg and pointing it towards the ceiling. Now as you exhale, gently lower that right leg, hovering it just an inch and extending it the length of the mat. On an inhale, sweeping the leg up, feeling the lower back just gently pushing into the mat. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sweeping up the right leg, and exhale, lower to the mat. Shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, sweep up the right leg. Exhale, holding that right foot, hovering here, pointing out. Take the left knee in towards the chest a little bit more. And as you exhale, we'll take the right knee in towards us and we'll extend out the left leg, just taking hold of the top of the shin. Point out through the right foot and hovering here. On an inhale, sweeping that left leg up, pointing towards the ceiling, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, bringing it back towards the mat, hovering, holding. Inhale, sweeping up the left leg, and exhale, holding. Inhale, sweeping it up. Exhale, hold. One last time. Inhale, sweep up that left leg, point the foot, bend the knee, take the knees in towards the chest, and whatever way you see fit, coming into a tabletop. So you may like to take your hands behind your knees and gently roll up. I won't, for obvious reasons. If you would like to come a little bit more gently, take the knees over to the right side and just bring yourself into a tabletop position. Hands are directly underneath the shoulders and the knees are directly underneath the hips. Now from here, gently starting to take the figure of 8 with the body. On an inhale, sweep the weight above the wrists and slowly take the sit bones back in the direction of the heels, lengthening out through the spine. Now moving really mindfully, just shifting the weight over the wrists, swiveling the body as you exhale, taking the sit bones back towards the heels, syncing our movement with our breath. So as we exhale, coming back to the sit bones, sweeping it over the wrists, and taking the figure of 8, moving as slow or as quick as you need to, maybe coming through the opposite direction. All you have to do throughout this practice is stay awake, just gently warming up. From here, we'll bend the elbows and we'll face the forearms, the creases of the elbows to the front of the mat. Bending the elbows, take the chin towards the mat and the chest. Exhale, sweeping you through. Excuse me. Finding a little bit more space on your mat. Hands out each side of the chest, rolling back the shoulders. On an inhale, gently sweeping up. Elbows coming in. And as you exhale, bring the chest back down to the mat. Tucking the toes, we'll take the sit bones back towards the heels. And we'll take the sit bones up towards the ceiling for downward facing dog. Apologies, I have to keep relocating on my mat. Generous bend in the knees here. Gaze comes between the legs, the thighs, maybe up towards the belly button eventually. Shoulders drop away from the ears, holding here. Gaze between the hands and gently walk yourself all the way to a forward fold. Arms are long, head is heavy, micro bend in the knees. And we'll unravel as we take the hands up the shins, the knees, the thighs. The head, neck and chest are last to lift. We roll back the shoulders, palms face away, rooting up through the feet. On an inhale, sweep the arms in line with the ears, and as you exhale, take them into heart center, Tadasana mountain pose. From here, inhale, allow the gaze to come up as the hands come together in prayer. Exhale, fold forward and hinge from the hips. Bend into the knees and the head and the arms are long. On an inhale, take a halfway lift with a flat back and a forward gaze. As you exhale, fold forward. As you inhale, sweep the arms up away from the body and allow the head, the neck and the chest to lift last. The hands come together once again in prayer, and we exhale, fold forward, hinge from the hips once more. On an inhale, take a halfway lift, flat back, forward gaze, just gently warming up the body. Exhale, folds you forward. As you inhale, slowly unravel, take the hands away from the body, coming up. As the gaze comes up, hands come together in prayer. Exhale, fold forward, hinge from the hips once more. On an inhale, take a halfway lift, flat back, forward gaze. Exhale, folds you forward, hands come onto the mat. Inhale, slowly take the arms away from the body. Hands come up together in prayer, gazing up. Exhale into heart center. One more time. On an inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold forward and hinge from the hips. From here, take a halfway lift with a flat back and a forward gaze. But as you exhale, take the palm of the hands onto the mat. Take the left foot back, take the right foot back, and exhale, come back into your downward facing dog. We'll take the right foot and bring it in towards the hands, coming onto the knife edge of the left foot. Inhale, sweep the left arm behind the body and take the right arm in front. We're in warrior two, but we're not staying here for once. We'll extend out the right leg and we'll open the hips out to the front, the long edge of the mat. Heel toe the left foot in about 2 to 3 inches, just to shorten out your stance. The right foot is in the direction of the front edge of the mat, and we're keeping the hips in line here. Extending out the arms, gaze over that right index finger. Really root up through the base of the feet to keep the spine nice and straight. Gazing here, imagine as though you're going to come over a speed bump and you're tipping from the hip. So you're moving really, really gently towards the front edge of the mat, coming over the bump. Flip the palms to face them away from you and allow the right hand to come onto the inside of the right thigh. Lift up the left arm and roll back that left shoulder so that it's now an extension of the right. Coming into Trikanasana triangle pose. Make sure you keep that left hip rolling back and the right hip rolling forward. The gaze is looking up here. And we're holding for 3 breaths in and out of the nose. And as you exhale, slowly bringing it back into center, extending the arms out long, taking the right foot and having it facing the same direction now as the left. Take the hands onto the hips, rolling back the shoulders, interlace the hands behind the body and take the collarbones to shine alongside the front edge, the long edge of the mat. From here, we'll gently exhale and tipping from the hip, take the chest in line with the mat and allow the hands to come away from the body. If this is too much on your shoulders, taking your hands onto your hips and folding from there. We're trying to take the fists away, shoulder blades are wrapping towards each other. Back is flat. Just very, very gently coming into our breath. Slowly waking up the body. Taking an inhale. And as you exhale, just bring yourself back to center, gently rolling up. Head, neck and chest are always last to lift, shoulders away from the ears. Taking the left foot and facing it out towards the opposite direction of the mat. Take that right foot and we'll take it in the direction of the left edge of the mat, okay? Now sometimes you feel as though this isn't comfortable. You know your own body better. We're setting up for Trikanasana on the opposite side. So if you need to shorten your stance, if you need to readjust your feet, just making sure that the right foot is either in line, the right foot is either in line with the left or a little bit more towards the right side. We never want it going behind the left. So the left leg here is straight. Extending the arms out once again. Gaze over that right index finger, that left index finger. One of these days I'll get to my left to my right. Spot on. Today is not that day. From here, imagining as though we're coming over that speed bump, we're tipping forward, flipping the palms to face them away from us, and the left hand is coming onto the inside of the left thigh, and we're gazing up at that right hand. Now roll back that right hip and roll back that right shoulder. Exhale, see if you can sink a little bit more. One side is always a little bit more open than the other. Gazing here and holding and breathing and smiling. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, just coming back up to center once again, taking the left foot in towards you and then taking the heels in towards you, having the heels coming in and the feet are facing out. On an inhale, we'll sweep the arms in line with the ears, hands come together in prayer, and as we exhale, we'll gently take the arms onto the inside of the knees, a little bit of feedback. Now just start to rock left to right here, gently opening out the hips. And we're not forcing them open, as always, just easing them as a little bit of feedback to open out the knees and to make sure that they're in line then with the ankles. Now taking the left hand in the direction of the left foot. On an inhale, sweep open that right arm and we're opening out the chest towards the right side. If it is not too much on your neck, allow the gaze to come up here. As you exhale, take the right hand in the direction of the right foot and inhale, sweep up that left arm. Exhale, bring you back to the mat. If you would like to take a bind, I can show you the option. If not, we'll come back into the same pose. So inhale, sweeping up that right arm and holding here. If you're taking the bind, take the left hand, wrap the back of the arm around the inside of the right leg, take the right forearm to the outside of the left shin and bending the right elbow, sweeping it behind you, taking hold of the left hand. Now keep that right knee tracking over the ankle and gaze over the right shoulder here. Just for 3 breaths. As you inhale, sweep up that right arm. Take it in the same direction as the right foot and inhale, sweep up the left. Gaze is looking up, roll back the shoulder. Maybe you stay here, or if you're binding, take the back of the arm to the inside of the knee and the forearm to the outside of the right shin. Taking the left hand, bend the elbow, taking it behind you, and maybe the hands come to clasp and you gaze over that right shoulder. As you exhale, lengthening up through the left arm, take them in line with the feet and very, very gently just allow your sit bones to come back onto the mat. Extending the legs out in front, drawing the feet in towards you, lengthen up through the spine here. Taking a forward fold, we'll inhale and sweep the arms in line with the ears, and as we exhale, we'll allow ourselves to tip from the hip. The hands come onto either the outside of the thighs, the knees, the shins, and we just push the 10 fingertips into the mat and imagine as though we're bringing our collarbones towards our toes in towards our shins, keeping the spine straight. Now as you exhale, allow yourself to sink a little bit deeper here, folding forward, tipping from the hip and keeping the sit bones flush with the mat. We're not in any rush, so very, very gently just coming into the pose. If you're taking hold of the feet, taking hold of the outside of each of the foot. Forehead comes in towards the knees and you're bending the elbows away from each other. Spine is long here, back is flat. Slow and steady. Breathing in and out of the nose. Filling up the back of the body with each breath. Take an inhale and slowly unravel. Bring yourself back to center. Spine is long, rolling back the shoulders, dropping them down away from the ears. Finishing our practice with a very gentle twist. Taking the left leg in towards you, bending the knee and taking it over the right leg. If you'd like to bend the knee, having it on the outside of the left hip, if that's comfortable for you. Left hand behind the left hip with the option to hook the knee and twist from here, or maybe extending the right arm alongside the ear, bend the elbow and take the hand facing it away from you, and exhale, twist your gaze over that left shoulder. Shoulders drop away from the ears. I always have to remind myself, sometimes we subconsciously hold a little bit of tension. Exhale brings you back to center, taking the hands to the right side. This is just an option. If you'd like to just uncross the legs and come through, you can. If not, just take them to the outside of the right hip, push up through the sit bones and gently bring yourself all the way around in a circle to come through on the opposite side. The right hand is behind the right hip. Inhale, sweep up the left and take the left onto the outside of the knee. The palm is facing away and we're exhaling, twist your gaze over that right shoulder. Coming back to center, we'll unravel the legs and finishing off our practice with a forward fold. Take the soles of the feet to face each other, taking the fleshy part of the sit bones, just allowing yourself to sit up a little bit taller here. If this is too much on the hips, just make that diamond shape a little bit longer. If not, take the feet a little bit closer in towards the body. The hands are cupping the outside of the feet so that the thumbs are coming onto the soles of the feet. Now lengthen the spine here. And as you exhale, just allow yourself once again to fold forward. Bend in the elbows, forehead is coming towards the feet. Slow and steady with our breath. Just gently guiding ourselves closer to the mat. As you inhale, slowly unravel the spine, coming back up to center. We'll take hold of the outside of each of the knee. We'll draw them in towards each other, crossing the legs. Once again, root up through the spine. Take an inhale and allow the arms to reach away from the body and a forward gaze up at the hands. Exhale into heart center, thanking the ancient tradition of yoga and all that it brings to us. Closing with Namaste.